All right. Do you hear me, everyone? Just give me a thumbs up if you hear me. Good afternoon. And Happy New Year. Great. Happy New Year. Some of you have not seen this year. Some have seen. So welcome to 2023. It's a year of excitement. And I hope you are as excited as we are. And we are kicking it off with this very exciting topic. And I hope much more people will join us. All right. Hope you are doing well. Eunice in Cameroon. Nelson is Mozambique or Angola. David is in China. All right. I'm just calling those that have their videos. So I didn't ignore your name. If you didn't show yourself, I didn't call you. I just called those who are bold to show their faces. All right. So welcome everyone. For those who are joining for the first time, my name is Bright Nwaru. I am the founder of the SFI, as we call it, and the convener of this platform, Tips and Tricks, which coincidentally is called by my name, my last name, Dr. Nwaru's Tips and Tricks. That's what we call this. But this is usually 1 hour period. We used to highlight some things as researchers, as scientists, as scholars, whichever terminology you choose to call yourself. Some of the things we should take note of. And we have been doing this in the past 1 year. This is the 12th edition because we started in February last year. So it's once a month and with 1 hour. But today we have it 2 hours. And the reason is that so that we can feed you enough food to get you ready for 2023. All right. So bear with us in the next 2 hours. I believe that you will not regret it. So welcome. If you are joining us for the first time, and for those who have been regular participants, I welcome you back again. I have my colleagues in the background, Dr. Eman Sob and Dr. Ajibola Oladejo, who will be supporting me to put some of those technical things in the background there. All right, so as scientists and those who have been joining us, you know what SFI stands for. We stand for excellence. We stand for capacity building. We want to ensure that our continent, Africa, can have its rightful place in global reckoning. And we believe that scientists have a big role to play in that. I believe that. I don't know whether you believe that, but really, wherever in the world you go, the voices of scientists are not ignored, and we don't want that of Africa to be ignored. All right, so that is why this year SFI has a theme, and that theme is quality, is productivity, it is impact. That is our theme for this year. And that theme is reflected in whatever we are doing. In today's program, Tips and Tricks, in our seminar series, in our courses, in our interactions, mentoring, in our research programs, in the conference we are planning, in the bootcamp we are planning. We want this year to be a year that you will always look back to, that this is a year that really discovered you, or you discovered yourself, in terms of being a scientist of global reckoning. And I promise you, by the time we finish 2023, if you are faithful to what we are doing, you will be proud to have taken your time to go through what we have. Okay, so you see that I've taken 5 minutes now to make introduction to just let you know how important it is with what we want to do this year. All right, so today's topic, I'm not sure how many of you guess what it's all about. But it's, I hope I will not spoil your day, and I hope maybe I'll make your day and weekend happy. So I'm going to be very frank, because it's good to be frank, so that you know. But it's going to be very exciting, because it's going to be participatory. In the next 2 hours, some of you will leave with deep breath. I never knew this. Okay, and the key thing here, if you just forget about what is the main topic there, wolves in sheep's clothing. If you look at the second line there, let me share my screen. The second line there is how to and not to do bad science in 2023. That is actually what today's program is about. How to and not to. Okay. Some of you have ambitious this year. You want to get your promotion, you want to be known, you want to publish in top journals, you want to do things that will shake the world. Well, I don't know whether shake the world, but something that will make you proud. All right, that is good. So we want to put you on the trajectory of doing it in the right way. So that is why we are starting this year on this topic. So please just bear with us. All right. So you can use the chat box to introduce yourselves. Use the chat box to introduce yourself. And so this is the first place I want to start. And in our previous project or courses or seminars, we have always emphasized this. All right. So if you go out to the street, if you go out to your faculties, if you can take an experiment, ask your colleagues, send maybe a short questionnaire. What is science? Don't look at the internet. Just tell me what you think. You will see different responses. But let's work with what I have in front here. It says is a way of discovering what's in the universe and how those things work today, how they worked in the past, and how they are likely to work in the future. That is science. The knowledge generated by science is powerful. I want you to underline that. It's powerful and can be used to develop new technologies, treat diseases, and deal with many other sorts of problems facing the society. I want you also to underline that, society coming there, problems. All right. It's very important to really understand the discipline you are. Okay, let me go back to say that when we talk about science here, we're not talking about disciplinary classification. Those who are in the arts, humanities. No, we're talking about knowledge generation and discovery. That is what I mean here. All right. So whether you are an artist, whether you're a business person, whether you are IT person, whether you're a medical doctor, everybody is inclusive as far as you are living on this planet. All right. Or well, if you are living in the Mars or Jupiter, wherever, nobody is there anyway. As far as you're living on this planet, you are included. And particularly if you are doing something that is related to education and supporting human beings to live. So this is the definition we have here. Now, let me go. What is the purpose of science? Maybe I wouldn't have been sharing my slide to just to ask you. I think we will have lots of noise in the background. People will jump on each other. But let me do the speaking here. What is the purpose? And I like this. This is a mantra. This is a mantra from UNESCO. And it says it is the greatest endeavor. Science is greatest endeavor. And by the way, when I use science here, I also use it interchangeably with research. All right. And because it's the greatest endeavor, its purpose are to ensure that we have longer life, and healthier life. It helps us to get medicine to cure our diseases. It provides water for our thirst. Many people don't have water. It helps us to grow our foods. It provides energy for our consumption. Those who are familiar with what is happening between Russia and Ukraine, you know that some of us who are in the northern hemisphere, the northern part of the world, we are suffering from energy. The cost has gone so high because Russia is the supplying usually to Europe, but now things have changed. So that it becomes a problem. Not having energy becomes a problem. Some people may even die from cold because this is the winter time. All right. Science makes life more fun. Who doesn't want that? Sports, music, and ICT. All right. We need part of that. No matter how religious you may be, a time comes when you need to have some fun. Listen to music. Walk around, go for sports. It generates solutions for everyday life. In fact, it says that science must respond to societal needs and global challenges. That is its purpose. Meaning that the life we live here, the life we are born into, the great creator of the universe has put things around us that we need to have discovery of these things to be able to use them to serve our needs. Manna cannot be dropping from heaven every time. I've not seen since I was born, because already we have the abilities to do them ourselves. All right. Okay. When it's necessary, we can receive manna from heaven. But now we have to use the abilities we are given to solve our daily challenges. So that is what science, the purpose of science. Who are scientists? All right. When you ask children this question, this is one of the things they will use to record. You see, the codes we scientists wear. When people have that image in their mind, it's someone who uses the process of science to find answers about how and why things work in the world and in the observable universe. Science is not just facts. Science is the way we analyze facts. That is very important. In 2023, many of us actually want results. You want to publish 200 papers. You want to publish in top journals. You want to be promoted. You want to travel to go for your postdoc. You want to do this. You want to do that. We want results. We want concrete results. But the world many times does not work in that way, to just throw result on you. There is a process. And that's why I say that science is not just facts. It's not just results. It's the way we analyze the fact. And on the right side, I've put here, it is the way we analyze the fact. It is a process. It is the how we do things, not just the result we get. How we ask the questions, how we find answers from the questions, how we make use of the knowledge we generate, and how we use that knowledge to solve human problems. It is the process. And so in 2023, the mindset of many to get this result, get that result. And that is why I started by saying, I hope I will not spoil your weekend. Anyway, I will say what I have to say. If you want to crucify me, no problem. I'm just happy that I'm talking to you over the computer. So you can't even do anything to me because I am safe. But the thing is that process is actually very important. All right. Process is very important. And science deals with process. And some of the courses I teach to doctoral students, and some of the doctoral students I have taught are taken because you can choose in my university here and this part of the world, you can choose to take those courses, some of those courses anytime So I end up actually having some students who are graduating the same semester and taking that course to make up the number of credits that they require. And when they come to some of these courses, and I get them through. And one response that is common I receive is that, goodness me, why didn't I take this course before I started my PhD? Before I went far into my PhD. There are many things I have done I wouldn't have done. All right, because we are emphasizing the process. Well, these are just introduction to let you know, and I hope you can figure out where I am going. What do scientists do? This is a question, you ask to kids, children, and ask them to write. What do they do? You can ask your kids if you have kids, or you find little children, ask them, what do you think scientists do? And see, this kid was writing. They ask question, they predict, they watch and measure. They write. Yeah, some of you be writing this here. They talk. Oh, talk. They're talkative. But actually, these are true. We talk, but the scientific talking is somewhat different. We call it scientific communication. We write. We just finished in December the Art of Scientific Writing and Publishing. All right. And so on the right side, you can see another kid. They ask questions, they wonder. Yeah, their mind is, they want to understand what is happening in this universe. And you can never finish studying. You can never finish studying. They grow things, they fix things, they figure stuff out, they do experiments, they solve problems, they discover things, they invent things, they build things, they mix things, they study things, they try again. Oh, this is important. Try again. They use tools, use their brains. This is very important. They learn about nature. They think hard. This is also very important. And they connect things. These are very important descriptions. All right. Now, let me go to it. So if for any reason you have not known what you do as a scientist or a scholar, you can borrow from what these children are saying. All right. You can borrow from what these children are saying. I think these are important thoughts that can bring you back again to where you actually started, because I know some of you who have started to go into science, to research, to academia, you had a dream, and the fact is that when you enter into the system, the dream begins to wither out. I begin to emphasize on other things. I want to change the world. I want to do it. But when you get there, many of us begin to face, I want to get professorship and make my promotion, my career. All right. What are the qualities of scientists? Looking from the eye of the society. So they are curious people, they are courageous, they are detail-oriented, they are creative, they are communicative, they are open-minded and free of bias, they are critical thinkers, they are problem solvers. What again? They're self-examining and adaptive. They are visionary. They are passionate. They are generous, at least to the society. They are risk takers, willing to fail. They are resilient, even if they fail. The solution seekers, they are charismatic, they are persistent, they are patient. You can take the list on and on. This is what people from society think about you. And that is why I'm asking down here, are these true of you? Are there some you don't have? Or you have everything? Anyway, somebody may have everything here. Is there anyone who has everything? Let me see. Is there any hand? Anyone who has everything listed here? All right. They have caught us red-handed. Is there anyone who doesn't have some things here? Maybe you're not hearing me. Somebody's not hearing me. Or we are shy to, yeah. What is the hand for? You don't have some things? Okay. You don't have some things. Yeah. That is a bold one. Farai has raised his hand. He doesn't have some things. Okay. It says seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be open to you. Meaning that when you say what your need is, we can help you. Okay. So this is what they think about you. You listening to me, scientists, this is what they think about you. And my question is, do you see yourself in any of this or lack of any? My educated guess would be that most of us will be missing in many of these things. Believe me, believe me, believe me. Many of us will be missing in many of these things. I guess that is the truth. That is the truth. All right. Anyway, it's not here to crucify you, but this is the fact. You see, scientists, the work we do and the qualities expected of us, okay, as I've shown you above, actually end up in putting us in a lofty position in the society. All right. It means that society thinks very big of us. There is a high expectation. And that means that any mistake brings down trust. Can you imagine that your child catches you in something that is not good? All right. That is same scenario you see here. You put a very permanent knowledge in that child. A scientist who is expected to have all this is where the society views you, and end up doing something that is contrary. It has an effect not only on you, ripple effect that will come. We'll come to that. Okay. Yeah, they have lofty ideas, but one thing is that scientists are humans too. True or false? True or false? They live in our neighborhoods. Where we live, that is where they live. They're on the same street we walk through. They are in the marketplaces we go, in our churches, in our mosque, in the banks, wherever you go, on the buses, the public transportation. That is where the same people who have lofty ideas about, they are around us. And which means that they can cry. They eat the same food as we eat. They wear same clothes as we wear. They fail, and they can fail woefully. They make mistakes. They can be tempted. They can cheat. They are just like us. On the right side, these are also children's stuff. They can fight. They can swim. They can sleep. All right? In fact, they are us. Except that sometimes they wear this white coat that scare people. It's a covering. The white coat is a covering. Because if you remove that white coat, even when we're wearing, sometimes we are doing some naughty things. We are humans. And we can do things that will surprise people. In 2023, what is your plan to be a real scientist that you can be proud of yourself and society can be proud of you? Because we are humans, a lot of things have come. But it's not that you should take advantage of being a human. I think because people have a trajectory they want to go. The issue of temptation I mentioned there, many scientists get so much tempted that they give in. So things are turning around nowadays. Many, many wrong turns. Many scientists are failing and failing badly. Oh, even worse than politicians. You will see it. You think I'm just giving a story. Don't worry. In the next few minutes now, you will see that ambition seems to be overthrowing patriotism. Integrity is thrown to the wind. Money and recognition, career, I want to grow my career, seem to take over our mandate. And what is our mandate? To make our society healthier, happier, and well. To find solution to problems. Money and recognition seem to take over our mandate. Look at this. He said, we often think that scientists are the most honest people around and assume that scientific findings are reliable and true. But several new studies have revealed that an enormous number of researchers cut corners, cook data, and lie about results when conducting experiments. This is the world of bad science. Do you agree with that? Or you disagree? Maybe not about you. Or perhaps in 2023, you have planned to cut corners to get where you are. This is very important. So you can see that I'm not the one speaking. People have recognized that. This is an era of bad science. Have we thrown everything out to even become less than the people we serve in the wrong things? Misconduct have increased. And what you can see here is that these are the number of papers published in this field between 1975. At the same time, they're showing the graph of papers retracted. You see how it has grown? Goodness me, growing for fraud and papers retracted for error. How it is growing. In fact, in this year, it surpassed what was published that year. That is to show you, whether you believe this or not, that is to show you that things are coming into our arena that they are not supposed to be there. And you can imagine the implications. This is different types of fraud. This is fabrication, and fraudulent plagiarism. Over the year, you can see that it is actually increasing, and it peaked during this year. Scientific misconduct growing. But what is it? What is scientific misconduct? Because they are questionable practices that fall short of standards of ethics, fall short of research and scholarship that are required to ensure that the integrity of science is upheld. So instead of having ethics, instead of maintaining integrity, scientists get engaged in questionable practices that bring down the level the society has put to them. Can be in the form of falsification, fabrication, plagiarism. And this can come in the form of cooking up data or results, incorrect authorship attribution, gift authorship, manipulation of research materials, manipulation of equipment or processes, changing or omitting data, graphs, images, or results, poor research design. Sometimes it can be a result of ignorance. Okay, they didn't know. It's not that they actually plan to mislead, but ignorance, which we call sloppy science, they are not taking cognition of doing the right thing, of putting the effort to get it right. All right. What are the consequences? When we get involved in these things, it can cause harm to people and the environment. Remember, it says that UNESCO mantra: provide medicine, provide food, provide water, provide energy, make life fun. And so if somebody publishes something that is not true, and people apply those things to the context that the research was published, it can cause harm to people, if people are the target, or to environment. Misinformation can be loss of life. Yeah. Because you say, for instance, this medical intervention works in this context, and eventually it does not do so. And somebody goes and takes that intervention, it can cause loss of life. You know, research we do is expensive, it costs money. All right. So if we go and do research and publish result that is not right, and somebody gets money to test what you have done, which is not right, it's wasted resources, human resources, financial resources. All right. Because of flawed and fraudulent research. And it undermines the research record of the individual, of the research field, of society's perspective of who we are. The credibility of science is damaged. Some of those who engage in this will lose their jobs sometimes. And some have even gone to the extent of committing suicide, killing themselves, because they don't want to face the shame that comes from what they have done. Anyway, that is my story for now. I'll come back just to get you moving. So I will send you out to breakout session now, and it's going to take 30 minutes. I will tell you what I would like you to do. But for now, I will put the information of what I want you to do on the chat box. So I will create 5 groups, and the information is there. So please take it. Take everything there. You can copy it because you don't know the group you fall into. I am going to do it automatically. So I will give you 30 minutes time to go out there, look at the case. These are case studies. Group 1, this is called a puzzle named Bengue season. Group 2, how bad research clouded our understanding of COVID-19. Group 3, students stripped of a master's degree for plagiarism and fabrication. Group 4, new Mendel University rector found guilty of misconduct. And Group 5, Dr. Conman, the rise and fall of a celebrity scientist who fooled almost everyone. Remember, the issue is how to and not to do bad science in 2023. So copy what I have put there in the chat box and take it up because you will need it. You don't know the group you will fall into. And now what I will do is to send you out to the breakout sessions. And after half an hour, I will call you back. So please, now what you do is, I think if you can take a picture of what I would like you to do. These questions I would like you to address. Appoint somebody who will come and would take maximum of 3 minutes to tell us this. And so you need to summarize it. Appoint somebody who will come and take maximum of 3 minutes to tell us. And you know that I keep to time. So when you over that, I will cut you off. So take a picture of this, what you have here, and use it to address your question. Now, let me send you to your breakout session, 5 groups, and this will be done automatically. All right. Now it is open. You can gladly join your group now. Gladly join your group now. So in half an hour, I will call you back. I've started timing it. All right. Welcome everyone who is presenting for group number 1. So please raise your hand and let's do this quickly. Raise your hand so that I can unmute you. And get ready also group number 2. Who is presenting for group number 1? Who is presenting for group number 1? Can you raise your hand? Okay, group number 1 is not helping us. Who is presenting for group number 2? Group number 2. All right, Kehinde, please unmute yourself and speak. Kehinde, you're group number 2, eh?
Yes, I'm in group number 2.
Please go ahead. Go ahead. So you have 3 minutes to tell us your story.
Okay, so basically our study, the case study was actually talking about how bad research clouded our understanding of COVID-19. So it wasn't just one case scenario that was we examined. There were actually several cases of scientific misconduct in relation to the treatment, different treatment that were proposed for treating COVID-19. Where there was a study that talked about the use of hydroxychloroquine. There was another study that talked about the use of ivermectin. But what were actually the problem with this study was that they were all characterized by gross scientific misconduct. There was a particular study on hydroxychloroquine that just falsified data, meaning that there was only about 11 participant data that were just continually repasted to get to a number, to about 100 cases. So, the authors of that particular paper actually just analyzed those 100 data to get the results through which they made recommendation that hydroxychloroquine may probably, even though it's effective, but can also be harmful. Then there are also some other studies that on ivermectin. One particularly that comes to mind is the one that was conducted in Egypt, where even the introductory part of the publication was actually completely plagiarized, which was just a copy and paste from another similar publication. So with regards to the type of research misconduct in our case study, we identify all the different types of scientific misconduct, starting from falsification of data, from fabrication, and even to plagiarism. Then out of the case affairs science mandate and integrity, we feel that being involved in scientific misconduct of this nature, especially with during the period of pandemic, actually bring a lot of mistrust, even with regards to the issue of vaccine hesitancy that was witnessed during and after the COVID pandemic, was actually mostly related to the fact that people don't trust science. And even so, the result of all these of all these, some of the publications that we witnessed actually contributed to that to a large extent. With regards to how does these skills affect the researcher, I think this can be embarrassing for researcher. Also, it also doesn't allow people to trust such researchers. It doesn't give the researcher opportunity to be able to get acceptance or to be able to collaborate with people because people don't trust such person. Some of the researchers in these instances will have to even be disengaged from their employment by their institution because they committed a very grave offense. Then, with regards to institution, it doesn't it destroyed the image of institution where the researchers are based, and
All
also,
right.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kehinde. I think we have got your distance, and thank you for taking the time your group to take. So you are now telling us what the implications of this, and everybody can hear what is happening here. Like I said earlier, it has ripple effect.
Yeah.
You know, when you engage in this, you're actually thinking about yourself in the first instance. But when the consequences come, it goes beyond you. So in 2023, the question is, what is your agenda? What is your research agenda? What do you want to achieve? And mind you, many of these people started well, but get caught in the trap because there's an ambition. An ambition can becloud us, move us from the mandate we have to provide succor to the society and things like this. It may take long, but eventually we may get to know in time. All right, so thank you, group number 2. Let's go to group number 3. Who is presenting for group number 3? All right, I have James Arthur Tachi. James, please.
All right. We were looking at the master degree students who found themselves in plagiarism and fabrication. And going through the case, we found out that the first question, we found out that there were misconduct or some kind of deception that the students conducted themselves in. And then we also saw that in the case in totality, we saw that the university did not really prepare the student, because at a particular point, the students attested that they were not given any ethics on thesis or whatever, but they've been giving them, they have asked them to do the same thing, which they don't know. And we also cite an example that the university did not also do a diligent work, because through the case, they themselves did not identify that the students have committed plagiarism. With all their machineries, they couldn't. And so we thought that the university also should have done a due diligence work to identify that in order to support their case. And also the type of research misconduct.
James, let me stop. James, let me stop you there.
Okay.
You are telling us the story as if we were with you when you read it. No, you muted yourself. I want you to unmute. I didn't say you should stop. So okay. How did they detect this plagiarism? How did they come to know? If the university did not detect it, how did they come to limelight? Then you can continue from there. How did they find out that this student plagiarized?
Hello.
James, do you hear me?
Yes, please.
So I was asking you, how did they find out that the student plagiarized?
Oh, okay. I think later they found out that the same story that they have presented, that the what you call the research they have presented, has already been published by someone, and so that is how they were able to identify.
Okay. So
But,
James, let me help you. Let me help you. So what is happening here is that this student wrote a thesis, all right, and was accepted. And then the student later on wrote an article from that thesis and sent to a journal. But what happens is that the journal he sent the article was actually the journal that published the original study. So he copied, removed the author's name, and sent his manuscript to this journal. And that journal was the journal that published the paper where he copied this from. So you can see the student foolishness. And that was how the journal came to see that actually this is not this student work. Isn't it, James?
exactly, Prof.
And then that was how the
Yes.
the system started. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we were not able to do much, but
All
I think what so far we were able to do is what I've presented.
Yeah, you can tell us what are the implications. So the case, the misconduct here is plagiarism.
Yes.
So for this student, for the institution, for science, for us, what is the implications? What are the consequences of this?
I think just as we are learning, this will raise some kind of doubts in the kind of research the scientists present, because it was unfortunate for them to pick someone's publication unknown to them, the same person who was supposed to maybe read through their thesis. And so if this thing continue, I think the position that we want to put science in this modern world, I think will go down.
All right. Thank you very much, James. And group number 3. And so what is happening here is that the student eventually was stripped of his master's degree, was stripped of the master's. And so for the student, it's a lose-lose scenario. And you can imagine that student coming out of that situation and one day trying to invite somebody. And this was written in national newspapers, inviting colleague, can you co-author this paper for me? Many colleagues will not want to do that. So he has really ruined his career for a long time, if not for life. And yeah, as James mentioned, the university where this was done could not detect that this is plagiarism at play. They did not detect it. And so eventually, when this was investigated and found out, the reputation of that university is at stake. Because the question would be, so what did they actually do? And James was saying that the students has a claim that we are not taught, we are not even told that plagiarism is wrong. All right. So he claimed ignorance. But ignorance did not stop his thesis to be withdrawn. All right. The point I'm making here is many of you may claim ignorance. You don't know how to avoid these things. You don't know how to not to plagiarize. You don't know how to not to fabricate. At the end of this year, and having attended this session, and perhaps you attend other sessions we'll have, we will not accept that excuse, because there is an opportunity and a platform for you to gain those skills you think that you have missed. All right. So you have to be careful. There is a way to write and not to plagiarize. There's a way to write. And when all of us have our mandate in our mind, I have done this piece of research, or I'm doing this piece of research. If we have our mandate in our mind, then there is less likelihood that we'll begin to find a way to manipulate the process. Because eventually, Our goal is to reach out. Our goal is to make our society a better place. All right, group number 4. Edgar, are you the one presenting for group number 4? Edgar, are you the one? Unmute yourself and then speak if you're the one. Group number 4. Is it Edgar?
Yes, I'm
Go
here.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon or evening.
Afternoon.
The case we have is about against the Professor Adams of chemistry, specialist in chemistry and biochemistry. A case of misconduct, and when a PhD student was doing some researches and came across a paper that has an image that seems to be a falsification. And then when it was, they now set a committee because he had won a lot of grants, over $2 million that he has already working on. And then they now set a committee to investigate. And then they found out that he actually copied, even though he had over 900 publications with several co-authors. That means he was publishing a paper per week for that period. So they discovered that about 29 or more of those papers were actually falsified. And some of the data he was using were generated from the computers in the laboratory, not from the microscope that he claimed. So the case against him is a case of misconduct. And then the number 2 is falsification of data, and then duplication of data, and then also plagiarism again involved. And then for number 3 is also falsification of data, and the same thing. And then what is the effect on the reputation? It's very bad. It affects trust of the people in science itself and the institution, and then and the institution and the science community at large. So that we would lose that vital trust that we need to practice our trades. And then what pushed people to do what Professor Adam did is pride, need for recognition, for prestige, for promotion, for elevation. He wants to be elevated and wants to be celebrated. That's why he churned out so many papers over a short period of time. He was just 42. He has had over 900 publications. And how long, no matter how long you cheated, the hand of the law will eventually catch up with you, and you will be shamed, and you'll be shamed. And to be clean from that shame will be very, very difficult. And how do we prevent it? We have to tamper down our expectation, tamper down our ambition, and be contented, be honest, and be a scientist of integrity, just so that you avoid being taken to a very high peak and then brought down all of a sudden. Sometimes it's better to climb slowly than to climb so suddenly to the peak and then you drop. Thank you.
Thank you, Edgar, for that. Thank you, Edgar. And Edgar, you didn't tell us at what point this was discovered. This guy was about to be made a rector of the university.
Yes.
So he was about to be at the toppest man at the university, and it was during this scrutiny that these things were found. And it was good what Edgar said, that no matter. Edgar, did you say the hand of the Lord or the law? Which one?
The law.
Oh, the law. What is difference? What is difference? It's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, for this one, it will be the same. For this one, is the same.
Yes. Okay, something will catch you.
Yes.
Whether it's the Lord or the law, something will catch you. And this guy, he was already celebrating that he will get this position, but there is a past. There is a past that needs to be corrected. And so, in 2023, you have to think about this. Okay, let's go to group number 5. Who is presenting for group number 5? Just raise your hand. Group number 5. Goodness me. Group number 5, don't disappoint me. Okay, great. All right. Pantaleon, please.
Yes, it's David who is presenting.
Where's David?
Dr. David.
David, can you raise your hand so I can unmute you, please? David, raise your hand so that I can unmute you. Goodness me.
Okay, let me present.
Please go ahead.
So, are you seeing my screen?
You see your screen.
Yeah, so we had Dr. Coleman, the rise and fall of a celebrity scientist who fooled almost everyone. So our case was a case of a downfall of a trusted and renowned researcher. This doctor has been involved in a number of sessions to develop some drugs, and which were considered effective and were safe to the user. And some business communities and companies were involving him in several occasions. He also involved them. But the story behind this scientist was that at some point they discovered that the users of the drugs had some complications such as conversion, and further analysis revealed that this Dr. Coleman had developed a lot of such drugs. So at some points, they decided to find out what was happening to the people, and it came to be realized that his formulations for the drugs were actually we are not following the standard guidelines for the production of such drugs. So what we learned from this Dr. Coleman, that is selfish and lack of integrity, scientific integrity, could ruin someone regardless of the stage where one is. And such behavior could have been prevented by actually adhering to the scientific guidelines, both national and international. This is what I think we prepared it for you. Thank you for your attention.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What group number 5 presented? Let me put the name of the guy here. It's a very interesting case, please. You can read it later on. He was called, he was an Italian surgeon who specialized in stem cell treatment. And actually, he did quite a lot. Paolo Marcianiri, and he was working at the Karolinska Institute. If you know, Karolinska Institute is the toppest university in Sweden and one of the toppest universities in the world. So actually right here where I am, all right, in Sweden here, his treatment got everybody astonished and everybody was excited. But eventually, because he was doing things wrongly, some of those he claimed to have treated relapsed after some time, and some actually passed away from the treatment. And that is why he says the rise and fall of a con. His name is not con man. That is what the press gave to him. He conned all of us for a long time. But eventually, he was caught. He was caught. I don't know if you actually understand where we are going with all this. You understand where we are going with all this. It is to allow us to see what is happening here. And what I've done is that all the cases I've chosen them from the Western world. All right, from the Western world. None of them from Africa. Perhaps if we look deeper, we'll see. But why have I chosen it from the Western world? Because we try to imitate them. We try to look up to them. Yes, of course. They are leading. They are leading. But to also let you know, it is not all rosy here. It means that you have to look at yourself and see, am I doing it right? Do I have the right motivation? Am I making it what I should be doing? Am I fulfilling the mandate of why I wear the white gown? Maybe yours is not white. It's green, it's blue, it's red, it's mixed color, it's traditional. Where, whatever it is, what is your mindset? What are you set out to do in 2023 with regards to your research? What is your ambition? Is it possible in this space of competition that you can stand out? It is possible. What? So this is, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Some of the causes of this, some of these misconducts we have looked at, and this is freely available. You can check it. So what drives people to commit research misconduct? And this person says it's poor supervision. All right. Group number, I think group number 3. Yeah, mentioned here says I was scared to go to my PI. He used to scream and yell at me when things did not work as planned. So what happens is this person then tries to do things to make the PI happy and goes to the direction of misconduct. Inadequate training. All right, after 2 years of a postdoctoral fellowship, I still don't know how to properly publish Western blot data. Inadequate. Some of you will hold you accountable. Supervision, post-supervision, inadequate training, because you are now exposed. It would have been easier if you have not found a SFI to associate yourself with. But once you have come here, then you have raised the bar of expectation from you. And somebody will ask, didn't you attend SFI things? You did this? No. Well, let that story not be told of any one of us. But you have exposed yourself. All right. Competitive pressures. I felt it was necessary to get a paper in a high-profile journal in order to get a faculty position. And then the person did what he knows how to do and manipulated the process. Personal circumstances. I had been applying for a green card and felt pressure to make a good paper and get good publications. And individual psychology, half of me wanted to make my PI proud, and the other half was terrified of failing, so I fabricated a piece, just a piece more. But eventually, it becomes a big thing. Why people do what they do? What is your own driver? What is driving you? In 2023, what direction do you want to go? I've allowed us to have a first-hand encounter with some of these things to tell you that it wouldn't pay if you go the direction of bad science, because that is not what we have signed for. We have signed for being a watchman the society looks to. We have signed for contributing to making our society, our countries, our continent a place people can find safety and be proud of. What is your agenda this year? Well, just to finish up, to encourage you to take some of these tips in avoiding the bad science for 2023. The first one is know who you are. You're a scientist. You're not a politician. You're not Usain Bolt. You're not Manchester City. You are not in a competition. You are in a place of honor. You're in a place to make change. Your eyes should be to the society. You should look at the society and say, oh, I can do more. The stakes are high. We have many problems. If you're working in the area of education, in Africa, education has become poorer than they were during my father's day. Okay? The level of education my father had, goodness me, and he knew lots of things. No child of nowadays in Africa will have that level of education. No. So the standard has dropped. If you're in the area of education, if you're in the area of mineral resources, you can see that things have gone haywire. If you're in the area of security, Africa has a problem. If you're in the area of environmental degradation, we have a problem. If you're in the area of health, we're having a problem. So when you look at the society, as I am here, I'm standing on a hill and I can see much of the society. And you can look into this, you see that, oh no, there are things I can do. You are a scientist. You are not a politician. The stakes are high. And so therefore, you have to pursue research that has value. You have to pursue research that has impact. You have to pursue research that will provide solution. No matter how small it is, at least there can be contribution you are making to make our society happier, healthier, and a comfortable place to live. So get relevant training where you like it. See, some of those drivers I have been doing, I don't know how to publish this. Having associated yourself with SFI, don't say I don't. Ask questions, come and interact, collaborate, make yourself, fine-tune yourself so that you can do it in the right way. All right? In the first place, fighting for a career is not bad. It's part of what we do. But start from number one. Number one is the society. Let me use, in the Bible, there is a saying that seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing will be added to you. For those who are Christians, it applies. Sometimes we are seeking the last thing and not counting one first. Let's count one first. It's a society. When you do a research that has impact, you see, your career will follow. Your career will follow. I got a grant 4 years ago from the Swedish Research Council, and we outlined what we're going to do. This week, or last Friday, just a week from now, we launched that platform. We launched it. All right, we launched it. And when we started doing it, we were working on our own cycle here, trying to do our things. But when we were about to launch it, the press got interested. They said, we want to hear this story. And they carried it. It became a national buzz. All right. What happens is that there are those who are hearing of you for the first time. And when they hear that, they're going to check it out. This is not the last time they will hear it. You have opened a door. And so that door opens the door of your career. You have influenced the society. Your career will follow. It's just natural. All right. But if you begin to pursue your career, if you make it number one, then you will hit a rock, because that is one of the things that lead people to begin to manipulate the process. All right. Please know that, as I've said before, in science, process is more important than results. Your result may not be what people are expecting, but once the process is accurate, it's right, forget about the result. Okay? Forget about the result. Focus on the process. Focus on the process. Don't focus on results. Focus on the process. And I tell my students, if I get a paper to review for a journal, the first place I go, once I read the abstract, the first place I go is the methods. And when I read the methods and the method is not right, I'm not happy with the way they have done it, They have not done it right. It doesn't matter the result they have. I will recommend to the editor, reject the paper. And I can even write it in capital letter. Reject this paper. All right. Yeah. The other thing is that please try to collaborate. It's not a one-man show. It's not a boxing. All right. It's actually, what do they call that race? Where you can, you run and you hand over the baton to somebody and the person runs and hand it over. That is the kind of race we are running when we are doing science, when we are doing research. It's not one man's show. So please look for collaborations, look for you. ASFI has provided a platform. We have created a platform intentionally to get you going, collaborate. When you do that, it helps you to prevent many of this misconduct. Practice reproducibility. Oh no, time will not allow me to go. This is actually a course we run. This is a course we run 1 week. And after this course, if you have not attended this course, if you attend this course after it, it's going to change a lot of things about how you do things. All right. Don't be afraid to stand the scrutiny of peers. Stand the scrutiny of peers. Open yourself up to be criticized. All right. Don't be afraid to fail. If you were not there when we treated failure as part of the game, go to some of our past seminars, tips and tricks about failure, and look at that failure is not negativity, because scientists are also humans. So be open to failure, learn from it, and move forward. Ignorance is not a curse. We also have a session on ignorance. All right, scientific ignorance. So please go to the past sessions and look at the issues of ignorance. There's a way ignorance can bring excitement and surprises. Be ethical. Don't cut corners. Don't cut corners. All right. And have passion for what you do. If you don't have passion, you will do it grudgingly. Oh, somebody's pushing you. You do it grudgingly. You wake up in the morning, you give a big yawn, you stretch, you feel like, I just wish the day has not, the night can continue. To have passion. You wake up in the morning, you have smiles on your face to face the day, because there's passion in supporting your society. Well, the final thing I will tell you in 2023, make ASFI your best friend. Well, maybe you have chosen best friend for this year. At least make ASFI one of your friends. And I hope you will do that. Okay? Because we have a year full of package. We have package for this year to make sure you will not regret, you will not tell a story that I didn't know. And that is what I have for you today. All right? What I have for you to start your year as an academician, as a scholar, as a scientist, as a researcher, whatever gown, whatever name you call yourself, the plan for this year. Let's plan it well. Let's plan it to do big things. Let's plan it to change the story of our continent. All right, the next edition of Tips and Tricks will be on research productivity. It will be a follow-up from what we have done today. Quality versus quantity. What is the difference? How can you have a middle line? How can you do it and do it well? So you join us on the 24th of February for this, to look at this. And just to highlight to you, my colleagues are posting some links about SFI and our activities. Join these activities. They have a way of helping you, All right, intentionally, unintentionally. And so this year, I said we have our theme: quality, productivity, and impact. And our seminar series will be coming. The one on Sunday is my publishing, my career, my way. We're going to have an open discussion. This year, we're going to have so many open discussions, and you have to make your contribution. The half of this year, we're looking at science research publishing in Africa. And the half part of this year, we're looking at issues of funding. So on Sunday, please join us. If you have not registered for the event, my colleague, Dr. Oladejo, has put the link there. Please register and join us on that. And of course, the other activities we have this year, we have sent that out to different platforms. Please participate. Our courses, tips and tricks for membership. We have match mentoring, we have ambassadors, we have our journals coming up, and so many other things that we have planned. And then we have the systematic review and meta-analysis course. Please remember, the deadline is on the 31st, and that is, which day is it? On Tuesday next week. If you have not applied, don't come to tell me that you didn't know, all right? Because I know that everybody knows now. Everybody knows now. So please register and join the bandwagon for this course. It's going to be, there are several additional things we are bringing on board in this course. All right, and then the membership. Membership, if you have not registered, you can see that those who are members, they receive judicious discounts in our courses. So if you have not registered, the ball is in your court. Do so and take advantage of being a member. There are many benefits members will be getting. So please, the link is there. Dr. Oladejo is putting it there. Register and join. So, yeah, this is the new thing I want to bring up to you. We are bringing this new course, and this is to, first of all, based on demand. People have been asking the question, how can I do a high quality study, a high quality research that has impact? And that is also, secondly, to align with our theme for this year. All right, so we are bringing what we call a low cost course. You can't imagine how low cost this is. We'll be announcing it soon. And for those who are members, it's going to be a happy moment for you. But this is a very foundational course, very, very foundational, but it's powerful. It's foundational, but it's powerful. It's powerful because, many people have grown in their career without knowing or getting aligned with the basics. So it's powerful because it's going to help you build a very solid culture in research quality and impact. We are going to go from all the way from question formulation, how to integrate quality in question formulation, even until you publish. All right. So anyone who is interested in research, come on. We are planning 12 weeks, but this will be one meeting in a week. Saturday evenings, when nobody will complain, no, I'm working, we relax 2 hours every Saturday, starting from the 15th of April until the 1st of July. We are going to go through things that some of you will be shocked. I didn't know these things. All right. So our application will be coming up soon, and you go to know. If you miss it, it's not my, you don't blame me. It's really full package. This is full package, but it's going to be low cost, and we want to make it as our contribution to helping African scientists to build high quality research. And so this is what we're going to do. This is how the course is going to be. Key features, we're going to look at what quality is, productivity is, and impact is in the area of research. How do you measure them? How are they related? We have what is called the productivity equation. What does it mean for you? How do you think about quality and impact and the consequences of poor quality and not impact research? And once we have set this context, we're going to go into details about quality in study implementation, quality in participant recruitment, quality in study instrument and measurement, quality in data collection, quality in data analysis, quality in writing, quality in publishing. So we're going to go the whole hog of the research process from beginning to the end. So why do you take it? Build a solid culture and research quality. It will help you to think of how to think about quality. It will be hands-on to give you tools to implement quality. It will unmask what quality is, impact and productivity, and it will guide you to achieve quality, productivity, impact, and at the same time, you maintain your research integrity. So join us in that course. And these are normal links. Please, before you go, if you want to have this presentation today, just put your email on the chat box before you go so that we can send it to you right away after this. So please just put your email if you want to have the presentation and we'll send it to you. So this is where we end it now, and I can actually allow you to unmute yourself if you want to speak. All right.
Hi, Prof.
Yes, please, Kellen.
Yeah, this is Kellen from Kenya.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much for helping us to start on a high note and for challenging us to think about quality and to look at our research as a way of impacting to the society. So I have actually opened my activities for this year to review, to reflect what you have said, not only in research, in everything that I am planning to do this year. So I really appreciate this session, Prof. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kellen. Thank you. All right, I see the emails coming. Please put your emails there, and we'll call it a day, but make sure you put your emails so that we can pick them up. We'll see you on Sunday. And please register for the systematic review course if you have not done so, and information about this quality course will be coming to you after next week. All right. Thank you and have a great weekend to you all.
Good afternoon, Prof. Thank you so much.